Okay, folks, here's a quick review of the Nova figure that was produced by Hasbro as a part of the Marvel Legends Infinite Series, Guardians of the Galaxy line of 6-inch scale action figures. This figure also came with a piece for the group Build-A-Figure that I'll show you later on in the review. Okay, Nova was one of two figures in the series that didn't have a Guardians of the Galaxy logo on his packaging. The other figure was Iron Man, and I've already reviewed him. Okay, so of all the figures out of the Guardians of the Galaxy collection, this is the one that I was looking forward to getting the most. Now, if you saw my previous review on the Marvel Universe Nova figure, then you know that I grew up reading Nova back in the 70s. And when I got my first look at this figure, it appeared that Hasbro did a nice job upscaling the Nova figure from the Marvel Universe line to be in this collection. Alright, the articulation joints were quite numerous on this figure, and that's going to allow you to get some really great poses. Nova has articulation in the head, shoulders, the elbows, the wrists, the waist, the hips, and the knees. There's an additional articulation joint just below the shoulder and hip area, and the elbows and knees are double jointed. The shoulder pads that you see, they move freely up and down, and they don't appear to interfere with the shoulder articulation whatsoever. Nova's head can turn 360 degrees and has a good range of up and down movement. The wrists turn 360 degrees, and they also have swivel joints. The feet can move up and down, and there's also an ankle pivot joint. And also of note, there's a mid-abdominal crunch joint. So, as I said, getting some great poses with this figure shouldn't be a problem. Now, unfortunately, both elbow joints were slightly warped when I got my figure out of packaging, especially that right elbow. And you know what? I really have to laugh to myself about this, but sometimes you just have to love the quality control department at Hasbro. Anyway, paint apps were, for the most part, done well. I found some chipping on the left hip area and also in the left chest area, but nothing really beyond that. So let me pause here, zoom in, and I'm going to give you a closer look as to what Nova looks like. Okay. Alright, Nova didn't come with any accessories. However, as I mentioned, he did come with a piece for the group Build-A-Figure. So let me take a break here and I'm going to show you what that looks like. And here is the piece for the group Build-A-Figure that was included. This is Groot's right arm. Okay, what I'm going to do now is a quick 360 of Nova for you and let you see what he looks like from all sides. So here he is from the front. Here is Nova from the right-hand side. Here is Nova from the rear. Okay, here is Nova from the left-hand side. Okay, and finally, here we are once again facing forward. So overall, you know what? I have to say I really like this figure quite a bit. I was glad to see that these shoulder pads do not interfere with the shoulder articulation on the figure. The paint apps were done well for the most part, except for the two areas that I commented on earlier in the review. There's lots of articulation for getting good poses. The only other blemishes that I found on this figure were the warped elbow joints. But as I said, I blame the quality control at Hasbro for that. So therefore, I think Nova gets a great recommendation from me. This is probably my favorite out of the Guardians of the Galaxy subline 6-inch scale action figures that I've reviewed so far. So if you see them in stores, pick this one up. Okay, so on that note, take care and stay tuned for my next review. Have a good one.